Hello, 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 everyone who's freaking hyped for the 2022 preview event. The Sea of Thieves 2022 preview freaking event. I'm much excited. 2022 preview hype. Yes, let's go.
We want to make the Sea of Thieves world feel like a richer, more dynamic place where every time you play, there's always something new to discover. We're introducing 2 new ways that will be updating the game: adventures and mysteries. So firstly, adventures are story-driven live events. And these are released on a regular basis of 1 per month, typically lasting around 2 weeks. Crucially, adventures are a chapter in an overarching story that's unfolding within Sea of Thieves.
Adventures will be more cinematic.
We want to appeal to players' hearts, get them to care about these places, get them to care about these characters.
Yes.
In situations of trouble, players will feel compelled to act. You'll want to help out, you'll want to save them.
We want to make players feel like they're part of this story, basically. It's happening to the existing
Stories,
world,
oh my god, this is so exciting.
Really good from an environment point of view, because we're touching areas that haven't been touched in a long time.
Phrasing?
It kind of makes it feel alive.
Part of the way that we'll be telling this story is through ongoing cinematic lore trailers, the first of which you'll see later in this preview event.
Oh god, I love
also features a special adventure.
The stories in Sea of Thieves are so
that
good.
brings several story elements to a thrilling conclusion before the story then moves on in a new direction. And crucially, in key adventures, the community will be responsible for the outcome of that story. Based on their actions and the choice they side with, the outcome of that story will be changed, and the world will change forever, and that will become part of the ongoing storyline of Sea of Thieves. This is very much about players being at the heart of our ongoing storytelling in Sea of Thieves and being responsible for moving the world forwards.
Oh, you do not want to give me that power. Do not give us that power to change the story. Oh man, that's cool.
Work together to uncover.
We've been
oh my god, I love that they're leaning into this stuff.
We've been looking at films, we've been looking at episodic TV, we've been looking at books and how they can tell compelling mysteries over time. And we've really been inspired by those. And we see certain genres fitting really well in terms of mystery telling. So you've got murder mysteries, whodunits, ghost stories, certainly take inspiration from those kind of mysteries.
Need Sherlock Holmes up in here. Pirate version of Sherlock Holmes. I'm calling it.
Mysteries, but I
That's
will
my guess.
say this. The first mystery is going to be involving players solving the murder of a well-known character in Sea of Thieves.
Spoilers?
So it's really exciting.
Who's gonna get murdered?
We've heard the feedback about our previous live events, and for us, this is about making
murder,
mayhem part of the ongoing Sea of Thieves story. The adventures and the mystery collectively form the ongoing Sea of Thieves storyline, with players at the heart of that unfolding narrative.
So Season 6, which kicks off in March, introduces a new mini-raid experience, which is introduced by the way of sea forts.
There'll be 6 sea forts around the Sea of Thieves, and in the sea forts, players will be able to battle phantoms and sea fort captains in order to unlock the treasury and all the rewards inside.
Okay.
Unlike the forts that already exist in the game, which are there to bring multiple crews together, sea forts are there to provide a more personal experience. So if you're playing by yourself or if you're playing with your crew and you can see a sea fort active, you're not necessarily going to shy away from it. You know, as a challenge, it will be pitched towards you.
And there's 3 different types that we'll see in different seas. So in the wilds, there's prison-themed forts. These ones kind of are really gloomy and they have a lot of kind of chains and cages. That's been really cool from a storytelling point of view. We have really overgrown, abandoned forts. They've just been reclaimed by nature, basically.
That's cool. I love the different designs. That's really nice.
And they've been ransacked. And then we've got the more kind of standard Spanish forts that you would expect to see directly from the Sea of the Damned.
We're also going to be introducing
there's a new mask with new stuff. That's the mask from the...
different every time. They have a mix of challenges in there, so players can replay them as often as they like, and it will be
Pirate Lord was on that ship
each time.
Whether that's using new maps to uncover treasures, diving into the depths to explore shipwreck
I love this. I want to see the shipwreck graveyard.
Islands. Again, this is a big element of the ongoing grand story that we're going to be telling throughout 2022, with Pirate Legends being responsible for this part of the story.
I think
that's
the big
very
thing
cool.
about adventures and mysteries coming into the game is being able
Orb
to
mask,
on a regular
yes.
cadence push the story forward, pushing characters and their storylines, their narrative.
I love the
forward, pushing
interactivity.
the
I will
state of the world forward
we'll
based
talk.
on
We'll talk.
where the story is going.
But alongside all of these amazing things that we're going to be introducing to the Sea of Thieves, we also know that there are questions, there is feedback that we have around certain areas of the existing game. Hit registration, which we know is an ongoing kind of question and concern. Spawn camping, or the
No, it's a
solo
feature.
experience,
What?
or even kind of lost data and lost progress when we have moments of issues with our live service. And so we're going to be doing a Sea of Thieves podcast specifically to talk about the kind of main hot topics that are ongoing as part of the Sea of Thieves community.
The goal with all of this is to make the Sea of Thieves feel like an ever-evolving, dynamic place where there's always secrets to discover, new experiences to have, and new adventures to embark upon. We're so
We'll go back
excited
and look at
we're
that.
more
I gotta go
ambitious
back
than
and look
ever
at that.
for our
I'm sure they'll
plans
post something,
throughout
but
this year and beyond for adventure.
So in order to make the adventure mode as magical as it can be, we've had to reassess where we're going to be spending our time as we look forward.
Part of that is redirecting our development efforts from elsewhere to ensuring that we're making the improvements that matter to adventure.
From
So as
elsewhere?
a result of this, and with our plans in mind for the future, we've
they
made
getting
the
rid of Arena?
difficult decision to close Arena in Sea of Thieves. And it will be closing during Season 6.
It's pretty clear to us that majority of our players love to spend their time in adventure, and that comes across in the kind of data and the time spent in Arena itself. It's about 2% of our overall playtime is spent in Arena, with the rest being
get
spent
your
in adventure.
your
So
Sea Dogs rep up right now
pretty
before
clear
it's
to us
over.
where
Jesus.
The majority of our community, the majority of our players want us to spend our development time, and that is continuing to enrich the world of adventure, continuing to deliver amazing stories and moments and mechanics to our our ever-growing community.
What about the commendations?
making-
Put it in the hands of the creators. Put it in the hands of the SOT
following
partners.
the
Let them
events
control
of a
Arena
pirate's
with their
life,
custom
that
lobbies
mysterious
and their
castaway
custom
coming to
games.
the Sea of Thieves world and opening a way to the Sea of the Damned, allowing pirates to adventure inside. So let's take a first look at the cinematic trailer for our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
Let's go! Lego, baby!
The Sea of Thieves is a wondrous place where there are always new stories to tell. But like the turning of the tide,
The crab!
all of that could change. I can feel it in my bones. Evil is stirring. The Sea of Thieves is once again under threat.
Oh yeah, that barrel will protect you for sure from the entire Sea of the Damned. You got this. Ah! Keyhole magic.
Flameheart seeks to regain his power.
Ooh, baby.
We must do all that we can to weather this storm. Only together can we protect what we all hold dear.
Are you done?
Ah!
Sit down, Ramsay.
Aha! What did I say?
I'll handle this.
I knew it wasn't Jack. You all told me it was Jack. That's not Jack. Who is that person though? Ooh.
So as you saw there in our cinematic trailer, Shrouded Islands centres on golden sands and this mysterious fog that has rolled in. Players will be able to explore and abandon golden sands,
God, there's a
learning
pit.
more about what happened there.
So at this point in time, when the first adventure starts, we'll see that Flameheart has ominously retreated after all of this time in the Sea of Thieves. And at the same time, spectral activity is increasing. So one of the first things you'll see when you're taking part
So
in
is there
these
no more
adventures
Flameheart yelling
is
at us from the
you're gonna have
sky?
Lorena speaking
Does
to
that
you
mean
about
he's not in the Sea of Thieves anymore? Is his head no longer there? Maybe he's been removed and we don't get yelled at as much. Have they finally muted
you to help out?
Flameheart?
And she is going to be sending you out to investigate Golden Sands first of all.
It is one of the most kind of vibrant, well-loved islands in the game. So when you're doing it, you're sort of like, oh God.
Yeah, everyone's going to be like, oh, this is the most beautiful place to start, and now it's covered in fog.
It was kind of the perfect island to do it to, because it was so perfect and well loved. Everyone, that is the outpost.
What I really
that's
like
the one
about
to take it
changing
away,
something
for sure.
that is pre-existing in the Sea of Thieves is that you can add history
And that's
to an
storytelling.
already existing area. When it comes to somewhere like Golden Sands, you can sort of play at the players' emotions because they love that area. I mean, I love that outpost. It's going to be a bit painful to see it in such a devastating state.
The sort of tone and emotion we were trying to convey was foreboding. So for these sort of Shrouded Islands with the Fog of the Damned, we've used the fog music that we already have, but we've introduced these other elements with a day and night cycle to it as well. So we've sort of incorporated that into the music as well, and used this theme that we've created for Adventure 1.
And you will encounter phantoms, including a new phantom type that we're
A
calling
new
the Sea of
phantom type?
Captain. He's a fearsome threat, and you will need to use the environment around you to
Pretty.
take it on.
I asked Chloe if she would be interested in writing some music for the Soul Flame Captains, and she was completely, as always, up to the challenge. She's used that first theme that we've
Oh,
been
I'm so... They always do
sort of
such a great
throwing
job with the
whole
music.
Adventure 1 in, but she's really cleverly sort of weaved it into her combat music.
So Belle has been in the Sea of Thieves world and stories for some time, but this is her first appearance within the game. And she comes from the Sea of the Damned. And unlike many of her characters, she's been around for hundreds of years. She's seen so many things within the spectral realm of the Sea of the Damned. And now she has taken this chance to help the Pirate Lord against this new threat from
Wait, who is this person? I missed it. I was busy yapping.
She has this necklace around her neck, which
The ferryman
certain
necklace.
players might have noticed if you've got a keen eye. And that has a symbol on it which ties her into the Ferry of Damned. And she's appeared right now.
I'll
because in a
never
time
learn
of
the
great
terms,
need.
ever.
The Pirate Lord is
Belle,
in
do we
desperate
know
need
her
of
from
help, and
somewhere
she's
else?
come to save the day.
She knows so much more than she's letting on.
I want her hat.
What's going on?
I
in Sea of
need
Thieves, so
her
she
hat.
doesn't have that kind of worldview that an ordinary pirate does.
Sit down, Ramsay. I'll handle this.
We're really excited to
She's
be
got
able to start this
the glow
long
too, the
narrative
curse
that's
in
gonna
the
be
eyes.
An epic tale for players to experience.
And players will be able to remember their place in the history of Sea of Thieves, as well as wanting to know where it goes next.
Our plans for the immediate future are incredibly exciting.
Right?
With new
Right?
adventures,
I love
ongoing mysteries.
I
and
love that they're
exciting
leaning
new
hardcore into the
experiences
story
coming to the
elements,
Sea of
because those are my favorite
So
parts
as
of the
we
game,
look to the
honestly.
future of Sea of Thieves, we are all in on this new
I
approach.
love PvP,
with
but I
the
really
existing
love the
seasons, but then
storytelling.
doubling down with the adventures and the mysteries, but also
I
continuing
love that they're
to evolve
leaning
the
hardcore
world
into
and
the
evolve
mystery
mechanics
too.
that are
I
there, so
love
new ways to
I love
progress
it.
and new
Draws
tools,
me in
and
so
we
much.
really believe that the future of Sea of Thieves over the next year and beyond is going to be incredibly exciting for us and for all of our players.
We hope you enjoyed
I'm
this
super
first
hyped.
look at what we have planned for Sea of Thieves in 2022. With adventures, mysteries, and seasons, the Sea of Thieves will feel more alive than ever and give you even more ways to play. And there's still plenty to share about what's coming throughout the rest of the year, but we'll save that for another
Yes.
time. Until then, keep a weather eye on the horizon, and I'll see you on the seas.
Hypers! Let's go back. Let's look at
Of
some
our
stuff.
overarching story.
But I think I'm more hyped about this than the the Pirates of the Caribbean update was super exciting because it was Pirates of the Caribbean, right? I mean, yes, we were getting new tall tales and new stuff along with it, but it was like the excitement of the Pirates of the Caribbean fandom that really made that a big deal. This is a big deal in a completely different way in that it seems that it's going to be completely game changing, right? Like we're going to get a whole new element of adventure and story to the game. The fact that they're letting the players, how the players interact with these story elements will affect the story going forward, I think is super cool. It's like, you know, oh, here it is. Build your own adventure kind of thing. I'll be interested to see, I know they've done some events where like when the community comes together, if they reach certain milestones, things will happen. I'll be really interested to see how they make it. Maybe a certain amount of people will have to, I don't know, investigate or solve the riddle or something. You know, it'd be cool if they made some harder riddles where like the community really had to work together to solve it. In order to bring Golden Sands back, we have to all work together to do something to make that happen. And then maybe other outposts or other islands are getting destroyed in the meantime, and we need to figure things out to like save them all, and could be a lot of fun. could be a lot of fun. My qualm, though, is that I am really sad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really sad that those forts are not really PvP based. I think that's my biggest qualm. It sounds like they are making it more of a solo experience, which, you know, I guess good to have things for solo people to do, but I'm not quite yet seeing how they're super different than other forts, other than just like being shaped differently. It sounds like they're focusing on phantoms and stuff, which is a little bit different. I guess you don't really have we don't really have any phantoms in the forts yet. I was really hoping, especially now that they're getting rid of arena, it would have been really nice, I think, to have like a protect the fort event. I think the move would have been, you know, get rid of arena, but increase the PvP content in adventure to compensate for the loss of arena. But unfortunately, they're not really doing that, which is unfortunate. And I think there's just probably a lot of people who were like, I don't like PvP. I just want to adventure, which is fine. You know, play the game you want to play. But like, there's also a huge player base that doesn't play arena, but would be sad to see, you know, those things disappear. It just seems like they're adding more adventures, right? Every season they're adding 3 new adventures, which I think is really smart. I know it's a lot of work to keep creating that content, but I think what they're doing is doing like a Tall Tale Light almost, it seems like, and really focusing on the story elements. So hopefully we'll continue to have that kind of content a little bit more regularly, which would be huge. Expanded roleplay and quest types, interesting. And then Season 9, new social options for crews. I'm all about social options for crews. I love that. I know they're trying to push us all to like be friends and play together, but like if we're gonna have those options, I want an equivalent amount of options for PvP. You know, the great thing about this game is the distrust, right? Is that you can never trust a pirate. You can never trust them. So I want to always be wondering, you know, if my friends are my friends or my foes. And I think that's a big part of what makes this game great. And I'm sure they know that. But I will say I'm just kind of like really hoping that some of this leads to new PvP opportunities. I think it's a huge part of the game and a huge part of what makes the pirate's life a pirate's life. But hopefully that will come. Expanded roleplay. I love role-playing in Sea of Thieves, but it's not really designed for like a big server roleplay experience. But maybe with these new changes, it could start leaning that way, which could potentially be very exciting. I think more ways to interact with people regularly on the sea is always a good thing, because those are my favorite experiences, is interacting with other people. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. Once again, only qualm is the word of the day. Only qualm is that I wish these forts were more PvP based. Maybe they will be. Maybe you will be able to use these cannons to defend them from other people. That would be cool. I guess what I'm concerned about is these gates here. You know, once you go in the fort, is this gate gonna close? Is it gonna close you in? And then nobody can enter the fort until you're done with it. But then I guess we've got this ladder here, right? So there appears to be ways to access the fort. So I assume people will still be able to fight over it. If nothing else, you can wait outside the fort with your ship to take stuff from people, sort of like you wait outside the shrines. Potentially the players in the game, even if it's like a custom lobby or something, could set up their own game, as long as these cannons are usable, could do a defend the fort kind of thing. The interior of the forts looks really cool. I'm interested to see how big these forts are on the inside, because they don't look that big on the outside.
Will be explained as part of our overarching story that's going to unfold throughout the rest of the year.
It's a veil stone. Okay, so this mask. Ooh, that's interesting. Veil stones required.
New pirate legend voyages,
which is allowing the veil between worlds, which is the big thing they're playing up. They're playing up like that the bad guys are trying to combine the Sea of Thieves with the Sea of the Damned, and the good guys are trying to keep it apart.
Voyages which are replayable, that will be different every time.
That's exciting. I hope it's more than because the Tall Tales now are arguably different each time a little bit, but hopefully they're leaning into making them even different, which is of course a lot of work, but could be really cool. Oh yeah, what about the Reaper stuff?
People, the inhabitants of the island.
Ah yes, right. All the smoke that's spreading out is from the Reaper's door, from the barbecue. I would bet, and here's me being hopeful, I would bet that exactly what you said, Fluffy, and I think this is what you were saying, that that the Reaper stuff is part of the mystery that we're uncovering throughout these adventures. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully that will lead us to more PvP content. Because they do talk a lot about the players evolving the storyline. So I'm wondering if, even though this seems like a lot of PvE content, that maybe the players will have a decision to make, right? Sort of in some of these other games where you have to make choices when you're talking to people. You have to choose, you know, like in Skyrim, you have to choose whether you're killing someone or fighting for them. It's very possible that some of these story moments could lead to choosing to fight for the Reapers or another faction, where it does lead to more PvP, right? And it could unlock the secrets beneath, you know, if you choose in your adventure mode in the storyline to fight for the Reapers, then you get to see what's beneath the hatch. If you've, you know, sort of like a new pirate legend hideout. Once you've sunk so many ships or turned in so many flags, you're allowed beneath into the barbecue itself. So it's very possible that these story elements could lead to more PvP. And I think if they can find a way to do that, to combine the story with PvP, I think that's a win for everyone. I really do.